Hey guys, you're at Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I'm going to solve an XM Sudoku. This Sudoku was created by Fuxia. In the previous video, I had posted an irregular little killer Sudoku by Jeet Sampath, and many of you guys seem to have enjoyed that. And so I'm going to choose one more Sudoku variant which has outside clues. And what better than to cover an XM Sudoku? It is completely based on outside clues, right? It is an excellent Sudoku variant, very popular. I hope you guys enjoy this video. And as per the author, this is not supposed to be an approachable puzzle. It may be harder. So let's see how it goes. The link to solve this is given in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So I will jump into the rules now. Normal rules apply. You have 1 to 9 digits in each row, each column, and 3 by 3 box. And apart from that, clues on the outside are x sums. They are the sum of the first x digits, where x is the first digit next to the clue in that row or column. So if you have, for example, 27, let's say you have a 5 here. This is the first clue, first digit next to the clue in that corresponding column. So what this basically means is that the sum of 5 consecutive digits starting from this direction will be equal to 27, right? And to make it even clear, let's say take this 10 clue along row 6. Suppose you have 3 here. This basically means that the sum of the first 3 digits looking from this direction is equal to 10. So an excellent Sudoku variant. Let's give it a try now. So we can, in this variant, we can start with the lower valued clues or the higher valued clues. 5 appears interesting. Obviously, we can't have a 1 here because then that would sum to itself and you will have 1. But the clue outside is 5. So which means that you need to have at least a 2. Can you have a 3? If you have a 3, the sum of first 3 digits at least becomes 6, right? When this is a 1, 2. But we need a 5 clue. So which means that it cannot be a 3 and it cannot be a 1. So there is only one value to fill it. Only 2. And any value more than that will take the total above 5. So which means that the first sum of first 2 digits is equal to 5. So that should be a 3. So hope you guys who are seeing this variant for the first time got the hang of it and are enjoying it already. So let's go about by looking at the lower valued clues. This 8 and 7 seems to be lower next to 5. Okay, there are no other lower valued clues. So let's look at 7 and 8. Obviously this can't be a 1 for the same reason as for this 5 clue. It can be a 2. 2 plus 5 would be 7 and this would be satisfied. Can it be a 3? And 4 and anything above 4 is obviously not possible because minimum sum of 4 digits is equal to 10. So this is 2 or 3. But can you have a 3? If you have a 3, then these two cells must sum up to 4 to satisfy the 7. And the only way to get a 4 is by using 1 and 3 again. So you can never have 3 as the first digit when the outside clue is 7. This is a general fact. You can never have a 3. So which means that this must be a 2 and this must be a 5. So let's look at this 8 clue next. 1 and 2 are eliminated. So the only value left to us is 3. 4 and anything above 4 are obviously ruled out just because of the reason I explained for 7. So which means that the sum of first 3 cells is going to be 8. And now we need 5 more from these 2 cells because you have 3 already here. The only way to get that is by using 1 and 4. You can't have 2, 3, right? Because 2 and 3 are in the box already. So that becomes a 1 and 4. So the next lower valued clue, if I look around the grid, is this one, 10. So we can go to this value. It cannot be 1. It cannot be 2. It cannot be 3. It would have to be a 4, right? Because if you have a 5, the minimum sum of first 5 digits, or you can say minimum sum of 5 digits, will always be 15, right? Minimum sum I'm saying. So you cannot have a 5 here because that would violate this clue. And now we have sum of these 4 digits as 10, and which means you have 7 from here and you need a 1-2 pair here. And this 2 can be used to resolve that 1-2 pair. And that resolves this 1-4 pair as well. That is a 1 and that is a 4. So far it hasn't seemed to be tough, just a really enjoyable puzzle, I would say. Let's continue with our task. This 15 appears really interesting now. 1, 2, 3, 4 are eliminated. So you can have 5, 6. Okay, you cannot have anything above 6 because I just told you that the minimum sum of 5 digits would be 15, and you have just the right clue to make it to 15. You can't have anything less than that, and you cannot have anything more than that. If you have a 6, the minimum sum becomes 21 at least. So this has to be a 5. And these would be strictly 1, 2, 3 and 4, so that you can have 15 from the first 5 cells. So you can see that how this x summed clue, the first digit near to the clue is helping us in this solve. So you have 1, 2, 3 in row 2, so that becomes 4. These become a 1, 2, 3 triplet. That can't be a 1. That can't be a 2. So okay, can't be resolved it. And now there are no more clues which are really interesting, just like this 10, 15. So we can maybe start to look for digits along the column. Okay, this 13 and 12 I'll start by looking at because they are lower in value. Let's look at this 12. It cannot be 1. It can be a 3. It can be a 4. 5 is ruled out, right? Minimum sum becomes 15. So it's either 3 or 4. Okay, let's see. If it is a 3, then these 3 sum up to 12. 3 plus 2 would be 5, and that would be a 7. And if this is a 4, this would be a 5, right? Okay, let's look at this deeply again. So if you have a 3, this would have to be a 7. And if you have a 4, the only way to get to 12 from remaining 2 cells is 1 and 5, because you can't have 2 plus 4. You would need 6 from these cells, and that cannot be 2 plus 4. So it would have to be 1 plus 5, in which case this becomes 1 and that becomes a 5. So this can only be a 5 or a 7. These are the exhaustive list of digits that can go into that cell. Okay, 12 is done. Oh, there is a 10 here, guys. We can look at this 10 clue. Can't be 1, cannot be 2. This would have to be 3 and 4. Okay, it cannot be a 4. That's really nice. If you have a 4 here, look what happens. Let's say you have a 4 here, and now these 3 cells strictly form a 1, 2, 3 pair. Because of this 2, 2 goes in here, right? And now you have a 1, 3 pair. Now what can this cell be? It can't be 3. It cannot be 4. So which means that you can never have a 4 in row 6 column 1. That's really nice. So that becomes a 3. That becomes 4. And now these two would have to be 1 and 5. 1, 5. So that's not a 1. That's 2, 3. Okay, now these two cells sum up to 7 to satisfy the 10 clue, because these 3 cumulatively add up to 10. So it cannot be 3 plus 4, it cannot be 2 plus 5. There is only one other possibility, 1 plus 6. And that can be resolved. That's a 1, that's a 6. And these become a 7, 8 and 9 to complete the box. Okay, I can use Sudoku, Classic Sudoku here to get a digit. So that is in row 4 and row 6 you have a 1. So 1 goes in one of these 3 cells. Obviously, when you have an outside clue, you can't have a 1 unless the outside clue is a 1. So which means that these 2 cells have to take a 1, and 1 is already eliminated from column 7. So that's the 1. Okay, so maybe we can look at this clue. Can't be 1, cannot be 2. So it would have to be 3 and 4. 5 would be too huge. The total would be 15 at least. So this is 3 or 4. Okay, I don't think we can do anything further with the 13, right? Because if it becomes 4, there is a whole lot of possibilities. I was just thinking what happens if this is a 3. In which case, oh, you can't have a 3, guys. You can't have a 3. If you have a 3 here, these 3 digits sum up to 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, and this would have to be a 9, but you have a 7, 8, 9 here. That can never be a 3, so that is a 4. Which means these two cells sum up to 8, because you have 5 from here, so these would sum up to 8. So that's 2 plus 6 or 3 plus 5. Okay, 2 possibilities and 4 options in each cell. Let's not look at that for now. Okay, let me look at the 17 clue next. Minimum value is going to be a 5, right? Can you have 6 or anything more than 6? Not possible, because 6 would get a minimum total of 21, so that would have to be a 5. And these 5 cells sum up to 17. And there's lots of options for the 17 to be true. So let's continue now. Let's look where the 1 goes in column 1. Cannot be in these two cells. This would be 1, because using classic Sudoku rules we can just get the 1 here. And look at this 44, guys. I've just changed my attention now to the higher valued clues. We'll start by looking at this 44 and then maybe this 40. Okay, you have a 44 here, so which means this is forced to be 8. There's no other way. And how did I instantly get that this is 8? Because I know that the sum of digits in any row, in any column or a box is always equal to 45. And since I have 44 here, that basically means that I would have to eliminate one digit from this direction, right? From this direction, which is 1, because 45 minus 1 is 44. So which basically means this would have to be 1. That has to be 8. There is no other way to satisfy the 44. The moment you see a 44 in exams, you can instantly write 8 outside the grid. So which means this becomes 7 and 9. And okay, this can't be a 9. That could have been written instantly. Okay. Because if you have 9 here, then you take the sum of all digits and that becomes 45. So that has to be 7. And you can see that the total is getting valid because you have you're removing 2 digits from this direction, and those 2 digits exactly add up to 5. So 45 minus 5 is 40. Okay, so let me fill column 1. The remaining digits must be 6 and a 9. And I can't have a 9 here. Okay, so that would be 6 and that would be a 9. So 6 digits sum up to 25, which means these 3 digits must sum up to 20. So often in these kind of variants, you also need to look what the the remaining digits along the direction does in the Sudoku. So for example, you get the fact that these 3 cells add up to 20 here. So which means you can, for instance, deduce that 2 cannot go in these cells. So these kind of deductions will be really helpful in harder Sudokus. So we have deduced here that 2 can't be here. So 2 is going somewhere in this 4 cells. Okay, let me tidy up the pencil marks here. Must be 8 and 9. 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 9. So that must be a 6, 7, 8. And that resolves this 8, 9 pair. That's 8 and that is a 9. So I can quickly write all the pencil marks here. 1, 5, 9, 6, 7, 8. So this must be a 2, 3, 4. And 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, 8. This must be a 5, 7, 9. So where do I look next? These 2 are the only clues that are yet to be resolved, and even this 34. Okay, let's look at this 27. Lots of digits are eliminated anyway, so it seems to be a good place to continue the Sudoku. It can't be 1, 3, 4. It cannot be 2, 5. So it can only be 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9 is eliminated. So this can only be 6, 7 or 8. But can it be 7 or 8? Because if you think closely, 45 minus 27 is 18. So which means from this direction, you will need to have digits adding up to 18 starting from this cell. And to add up to 18, we'll need a minimum of 3 digits. You can't have 9 and 9, right? You need 9, 8, which adds up to 17, and you need one more digit which adds up to an 18. So which basically means that you cannot have 7 or 8. Because if you have 7, that leaves only room for 2 more digits, and if you have 8, that leaves room only for 1 more digit. So this would be a 6. That's not a 6. Using classic 4, 5, 9, 2, 3, 6. So that must be a 1, 7 and 8. And let me just complete this box. 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. So this must be 7, 8, 9. And okay, you can't have 1 here. So this must be 7 or 8. So if it is 7, 45 minus 36 is 9. So these two cells add up to 9. And if it is 8, then this cell would be a 9. Okay, there are many options for that. So let's just leave that now. So what are the clues that I have to look in depth? This 13 and this 34, right? And perhaps at later stages this 36 clue. Okay, I have 7, 8 pair. That must be a 1. Okay, I'll go over to this clue because I don't think there are any easy deductions left around that area. So I'll look at this 34 clue. And you can see that instantly 4 digits are right out of the way eliminated. So they must be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 9 can be eliminated, obvious. 8 also can be eliminated because then that leaves you a single digit which needs to be 11. Because 45 minus 34 is 11. And which means that this cell would have to be 11 if this is 8. Not possible. So that's 3, 6 or 7. And you also can eliminate 3 because 3 digits can never add up to 34. Right? So that's a 6 or a 7. And can I reduce that even further? If it is a 6, then these 3 cells must add up to 11. In which case these 2 cells add up to 10. 7 plus 3 is possible. Okay. Can you have a 7 here? If this is a 7, then these 2 cells add up to 11, which is not possible. Super. So you can resolve this clue, guys. This cannot be a 7. If you have a 7 here, I need 11 from these 2 cells, and that is not possible with a 1. So which means that's a 6. And these 3 cells add up to 11 now. And there is only one way possible. 5 is ruled out. These 2 cells add up to a 10 because you have 1 here, and 9 plus 1 is again not possible. So that is 7, that is 3, that's a 5, 9 pair, that's a 2, 4 pair. Now it has gone tricky. Okay, column 4. Where does the 6 go? Can't be here, can't be here, can't be here. 6 has to go here. So which means that 7, 8 and 9. So a little apart from the solve, guys, the hallmark of a good solver is always do not be, if you're stuck, do not just look at the variant part alone. Often the classic part will really help you in the solve. For instance, you saw that the 6, if we got the 6 just by using classic, we may get stuck if you're keeping on looking at the variant part when an easy classic digit may already be available in the Sudoku. So always keep switching. Don't get stuck using the variant part. So what do I do next? So until this point, I didn't think that the Sudoku really tested us. It was an easy solve, I would say. So 4 is in row 4, row 5, so 4 goes here. But at this point, it has become a little stickier. We still have to resolve this 13 clue and this 36 clue. Let us see how we can resolve that. Oh, this cannot be a 7. Using classic. A 6 goes here in column 7. Just corner pencil marking those. And can I have a 6 here? That becomes part of the 13 clue. 4, 1, 6 gives me 11. And which means this would be a 2, that becomes 3 instantly, and that would be a 5, which is a valid setting for this row 5. Okay. I guess it would have to do with this 25 clue, guys. We know that these cells add up to a 20. I don't think 20 has uh, many possibilities, given that 6 is already eliminated. Okay, that's nice, guys. That is really nice. So you need to have a 9 in one of these cells, guys. Now, how did I deduce that? Let's say we don't have a 9 here. The only way to get to a 20 clue, 20 total from 3 cells without a 9 is by using 5, 7, 8. There is no other possibility, right? The only way to get to a 20 clue without a 9 is by using 5, 7, 8. So when you have this 5, 7, 8, look what happens to these two cells. Both of these cells become 9. A sharp reduction, you can say. So 9 is going into both of these cells if you have a 5, 7, 8 here. So which means you need to have a 9 here. That removes the 9 from here. So I need 11 more to get to a 20 total from these two cells. So which cannot be 2 plus 9, which cannot be 5 plus 6. So it's either 3 plus 8 or 4 plus 7. 3 plus 8 or 4 plus 7. So in both the cases, I'm sure that 2 and the 5 are going in these cells, right? 2 and 5 can't go in any other cells in box 9. Is there some other deduction that I need to see? Okay, using classic I can place the 1 in row 7. The 1 goes here. That's really strange, guys, because normally after resolving so many clues, this Sudoku is expected to fall faster, but it's still offering some resistance. I think we haven't yet looked at this column in depth, right? So we have 6 digits adding up to 27, which means for the column, these 3 cells must add up to a 18. Is that helping me? So I have 20 from these 3 cells and 18 from these 3 cells. Okay, one small thing I can do is that I can eliminate the 2 from this column, guys. A small thing you can say. If you have a 2 here, the only way to get to 18 from 2 more cells is 2, 7 and 9. And you can instantly see that why that is not possible. If you have a 2, 7, 9 in this column, both the 7 and the 9 get eliminated here and that cell becomes 8. Both these cells become 8. So which basically means I can't have 2 here. That will, that will spoil the total here. So 2 goes in one of these two cells. Okay. Can I have a 5 here? I need 13 more from 2 cells. So it's 4 plus 9 or 6 plus 7. Okay, that is possible. That is possible. 6 plus, although 6 plus 7 is ruled out, I can still have 9 here and a 4, 5 here, right? A 4, 5, 9 can still, yeah, that is still possible. So we need to look at some other aspect. I guess I need to go to this clue again. We earlier saw that if this is 8, this would have to be a 9. But if this is 7, then these two cells add up to 9, which cannot be 1 plus 8, which cannot be 3 plus 6. So it has to be 2 plus 7 or a 4 plus 5. Okay, that is too many possibilities. I'm not really happy about writing these, so I'll just remove them. Maybe I can eliminate 9 from here. That gives 8 and 7 here. I don't think so. I don't think that is really helping us here. Okay. We've got 2 here, right? We haven't quite used that pencil mark. Look at this 13 clue again. So you have 1, 4 adding up to 5. So these two cells must add up to a 8. And which can't be 1 plus 7. So it's either 2 plus 6. 2 can't go here in column 7, or 3 plus 5. Again, 3 cannot be in this column. So which gives us a 2, 3 pair. Which means this would be a 5, 6 for the row. So that was a useful thing to do, I suppose. So I think this clue is also done. The juice out of this clue is taken off, I guess. So that leaves us with what? Oh, I haven't looked at this 17 at all, guys. 17. I've totally neglected this clue. The thing about exams is that if you don't hit off outside clues, that will really be a problematic thing. So this is a small improvement part about notation. If you want to really get good at exam Sudoku, while solving on paper, just hit out outside clues when you're sure that those don't offer any information. So I could not hit out any of these clues, so I forgot this. So you have 6 from these 3 cells, which means these 3 cells must add up to 11. And I can eliminate the 7 and 8 instantly, guys. So if you have 7 or 8 here, you need either 1 plus 2 or 1 plus 3, and both of those are ruled out. 5 plus 1 plus 8 is 14, in which case you would require 1 and 2, and 5 plus 1 plus 7 is 13, in which case you would require 1 and 3. So that's not possible. So that is a 6, which means this becomes 7, 8, and that gives 6 in one of those two cells. Did that help me really? We got a solo digit which doesn't have much influence really on anywhere across the grid. We just got a digit here and nothing much. So I was hoping for more from that clue. Is there any other clue I'm not looking at? This 10 is done, 40 is done, 12 is done, 17. Okay, 17 I can just use it, right? You have a 2, 3 here. So that's 12, which means this would be a 2, 3, right? Because these two cells add up to 5 for the 17 clue, because these add up to a 12, so these must add up to 5, and there's only one way. So that must be 2, 3, that must be 7, 8, 9. Okay. And something I'm not seeing it, guys. Not sure if it's okay. I can have the 3 here using classic. 3 cannot be in row 6, 3 cannot be in row 5, 3 has to go in these two cells, and that leaves us 7, 8, 9 here, because can't be 2, 4, 5, 1 and 6 and 3, so that's a 7, 8, 9. Oh look, along row 6 we almost have a 7, 8, 9 triplet. So except for the fact that I need to eliminate 2, 3 and 5 somewhere from one cell, that's not going to be easy. Okay, some more classic stuff. 2 goes in these two cells, right? And 2 is in column 7, so that gives me a 2. That's really nice. Oh, at this point I feel as if we are just, squeezing digit out of digit, guys. Suddenly it has turned out harder. And the author was right in their assessment that this is a little tough Sudoku. Because certainly at this point it is tough to get the digits. You have to interact the digits, I think. So I'm certain this is done. I'm certain, I'm not certain this is done. So all the clues in this direction are almost done. So 34 is not helping me. So I feel that this area has to help me. So this is 20 and this is 18. Uh, hmm. It's hard, guys. At this point, it's hard. What am I missing? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and plonk in those pencil marks that I did earlier because I don't see anything useful that I can do now. So you have 36 here. If you have an 8, so this must be a 9. And if you have a 7, you can't have 1 8, you can't have 3 6, so it must be 7 2 or it must be 4 5, right? So these are the exhaustive list of candidates which can get into this cell. Ah, that is helping, guys. That is helping. And can you see why? Because where can the 3 go in box 8? There's only 2 cells left. The crucial deduction was that 3 cannot be here, right? So which basically leaves 3 in column 6, box 7. So that means that this 2 3 pair can be resolved. Superb, guys. Superb deduction. 2 and 3. And which means 13 can be resolved. So this must be a 5, 10. No, this must be a 6. Which means that must be a 5. That's not 5. So sometimes writing ugly pencil marks also helps, it seems. So that's not a 5. So I think we can eliminate the 4 also from here. So if it is 8, this is 9. And if it is 7, it cannot be 1 8. It cannot be 3 6. It cannot be 4 5. So it would have to be 2 7. In which case this would be 7 and this would be 2. So okay, but am I certain? No, no, no. I'm sorry, guys. I think I did something wrong here. Okay. Okay, guys. I did something wrong here. I'm extremely sorry. I'm going to retrace my steps back. And I'm going to tell you what was the error that I did. So when I considered that this was 8 and this was 9, this can still be any digit, right? It can even be a 2 or a 3. I didn't account for that. So I'm going to retrace my step back. So I'm just removing those digits again. So this was just a red herring, nothing in column 5. I'm certain now. So there's something I have to look here, I guess. Um, I got it, guys. I got it. So can you have a 3 in these 3 cells? So these can you sort of questions are what you need to ask in the later part of the solver, it seems. So can you have a 3 here? If you have a 3, we know that these 3 cells add up to 18 because of this 27 clue. So if you have a 3 here, it straight becomes a 378 triplet because we need 15 more, which cannot be 6 plus 9. So these become a 378, and you will see that this is not possible because both the 7 and 8 are eliminated. So that's superb, guys. That is really nice. Not an easy deduction to see. So which means that there is exactly one cell left in box 9 to take a 3. So that must be a 3, and 9 goes in these 2 cells now. So we can resolve this 20 total now. These 2 cells add up to a 3 plus 9 is 12, so we need 8 more. This must be 8 9 pair. That's superb, guys, and I think we have hit the final nail in the coffin of Sudoku. I feel that we've got all the deductions necessary to solve it fast now. So you have 8 here, that's a 7, and 9 can't be here, so that's a 5, that is a 9, That becomes a 2-4 pair for row 7. 1, 3, 6, 8 and 9. And there was a 5 here, right? I eliminated it when I wrote the 3, when I considered 3 as a possibility there. So 5 is still in all these 4 cells. So 1, 3, 6, 8 and 9. So let me write the pencil marks. These would be a 4, 5, 7. And that must be 2, 4, 5, 7. 7 is eliminated from row 9. That's a 4, 5. That's a 2, 4, 5. Okay. I think can squeeze out some pencil marks from here. I mean eliminate some candidates from here. Can I have a 7 here? 7 plus 4 is 11 and 11 plus 8 is at least 19. Okay, so you can't have a 7 here. You can never reach an 18. You'll exceed 18. So that's not a 7. That's 4 and 5, which means that this becomes a 9. So that 18 is satisfied. So that's 8. That's 2, 7 pair. Oopsie. So which can be instantly resolved. So that's 7. And that is a 2. And now 1, 3, 4 and 2, 7, 8. So these must be a 5, 6, 9 triplet. 5 is eliminated here, 6 is eliminated here, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. So we need 3, 7, 8, and 3 cannot be in column 9. So that is a 3, and which means this must be a 7, 8 pair. That gives a 9 here. That must be a 7, 8 pair. 9 is eliminated here, so that leaves us a 7, 8 pair here, which means this must be a 6, 9 pair for box 2. So time to look for some classic to see if I'm missing something. So 3 goes in one of these 2 cells. Okay, I have a 7 here, so that's not a 7. 8, 9. So if I'm not wrong, I have only this clue to resolve, guys, and don't see a way to resolve that yet. Because if this is a 8, that is a 9, and that gives me 8, 9 pair here. That's a 7. Oh, this is really embarrassing, guys. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. Have I looked at all the clues? This 36 is supposed to do its duty now. But okay, I'll tell you what. This cell can only be 4, 5 or a 9. There's no other go. 8 gives you a 9, and 7 means you need to add up to a 9, which cannot be 1 and 8, which cannot be 2 and 7, which cannot be 3 and 6. So it would be 4, 5. So this can only be 4, 5 or a 9. There is no other possibility. I hope I'm not missing something really apparent, guys. Forgive me if I do that. I hope I don't have a moment of Sudoku blindness here. I'm looking my best, but I don't think there's anything easy I'm missing here, really. This is interesting, guys. Okay, let's go slowly once more. 5 is done, 17 is done, 12 is done, 40 is done, 10 is done, 25 is done, 44 is done. This side is completely done. 10 is done, 15 is done, 36 is yet to be done, 8 is done, 27, okay, it is already done because there is no way to use the 27 clue to resolve this 7, 8 pair. 7 is done, 13, there is something left to be done. And 34, I don't think you can do anything because you already got 6, and we know that these 6 digits add up to 34 because we have already got these 3 digits. So only 36 and 13 are left, right? Oh, I don't see something easy here, guys. What am I missing? So let me write some more pencil marks. There's no other go, I suppose. We have 6, 7, 8, 9 here. These would be a 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, 5. Oh, this is hard, guys. I don't know what I'm missing here. 3 goes in these two cells. 1, 3, 7, 2, 1, 6. So this must be 4, 5, 8, and 9. And again, some useless pencil marks in those cells. Ah, is Classic eluding us here? Let me look at this for some more time, guys. I'm sorry for this. Really, video has gone to 42 minutes, but 60 to 70% of solved. I don't think we had any trouble, right? So at this point, it's really sticky. I'm not certain why. Mm, that's a 3. That's a 4. Okay. Did I see something? I have a 4, 5 here. That becomes 3. That becomes 2. That becomes 4. Oh, oh my God. Is this the intended step? I'm not. I hope that this is not the intended step because it's difficult to see that. Look at these two cells, guys. Can you have a 7 here? We know that if this is a 7, this would have to be a 4, 5 pair, right? We just saw that earlier. If this is a 7, it can't be 1 plus 8, cannot be 3 plus 6, 2 plus 7. So this becomes a 4, 5. We'll just highlight that cell. Now we have a 4, 5 pair in row 8, which means this would be a 2 and that would be a 3. And look what that forces. If you have a 3 here, this becomes 2 and that becomes 4. And with that we stop the iteration. We started with the 4, 5 here and we are landing with the 4 again here. So which basically means this cannot be a 7. A really tough step to see that. Probably easier to complete using a guess, but I'm not sure if there is any other logic. I can be certain that this is not a 4 and a 5, right? So which means this would have to be a 8. So quickly to go through what I just said, if this is 4, 5, if this is a 7, this is invariably a 4, 5. That gives us a 4, 5 pair, a 2, 3 here and a 2, 4 here, right? That's not going to be happening because we land up with 2 4s. So that is 8. That is 7. That is 8. That 8 gives me a 9. That's 8. That's 9. And I know that ages ago I said that we have hit the final nail in the coffin of Sudoku. Now I'm made to look like a joker. Sorry. So you have a 6, 9 here. So that's 9 and that's a 6. And now you have a 5 here. That's a 6. 13 can be resolved. That's a 2. That's a 3. 2, 3 can be resolved. That's 2. That's 3. 8 gives a 7 here. 8 here. A 7 here. And let me remove these. Okay, so 6 gives a 9. and a 5. Okay, there is no 9 in those cells. 6, 7, 8. 6 and 8 gives me a 7. That gives 8. That gives 6. That gives 7. And these two cells must be 4 and 8. And 8 is here, so that is 8. That is 4. And column 5 can be completed, so that gives me a 2. A naked single, so that would be 2, 4. And 2 gives me a 4 here. These must be 3 and 5 for the column. So 3 here resolves that 3, 5 pair, resolves this 5, 4 pair. So with that, we have completed this exam Sudoku. Certainly tough in the sense that the last 30% of the solve, I felt that you have to use some really narrow deductions. For instance, deducing that 3 cannot be part of this 18 total, making use of the fact that these 3 clues add up to 20 and these 3 cells add up to 18 really helped. And to deduce that 3 cannot be here, forcing the 3 here was a difficult step. And I would say that deducing that 4, 5 cannot go here because of the 7 here was again very, very tough. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this exam Sudoku by Fuxia. I really had fun solving this outside Sudoku variant. We hope to cover more such interesting videos on the channel. Please remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.